Hey guys, Mustang here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to get another one of the no item runs done for the 10 new stages. We are jumping into the Super Saiyan stage, and we talked about this a little bit in the run that I did originally, where we did just use items. We used a slightly different team, but yeah, I talked about in that video. I think the best way of doing this is using the LR Goku and Vegeta that you see here. I'm running a Majin Buu Saga / Battle of Wits team. This team is incredibly good. This did not take that many attempts. Obviously, just the LR Goku and Vegeta themselves are such an incredibly powerful unit with their damage reduction. I mean, you see here we've got support on the rotation from the Gotenks, but they're just taking double-digit damage because before fusing, they have built-in damage reduction. They have pretty decent defense anyway. I'm pretty sure the friend that I picked was Rainbow. Mine have no dupes, and even they perform very well in this run. So obviously on this rotation we have the STR Gotenks. He provides support as long as there's multiple enemies, so he's really useful. He can also stun on his super attack. He doesn't have a particularly great chance of doing it, so I don't know how much we'll actually see it in the run, but here's a nice little added bonus if you can get that stun. So we've almost taken out Piccolo straight away in the first turn. And then of course we've got the old school, the AGL Super Vegito. Still incredibly good in Super Battle Road as long as he's not getting super attacked. Because yeah, he really can't tank supers at all. But normal attacks, he pretty much takes double digit damage from most enemies unless he's got type disadvantage, especially if there's any support on the rotation. And then of course the 3-year LR, the INT Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. Again, very powerful. Eventually we'll get probably them linked up with the STR LR, because they are both so good together. Of course, if we get into the situation where we get 6 turns in and we're below 50% HP, we could get the fusion into the INT Super Vegito and of course get a full heal. But because the team is so powerful, I think it's quite difficult to actually stall the fight out to 6 turns with this particular team build. And then we have this STR Super Saiyan Great Saiyaman. I think he's actually quite an underrated unit. He's really good. He provides a support to Super Majin Buu Saga allies, which obviously a lot of this team is made up of. But as a unit himself, he's pretty solid. Like, he deals decent damage. He's got pretty decent defense. Obviously, he did take a type disadvantage attack there, but 50k, honestly, in Super Battle Road with type disadvantage, no item active, is really not that bad at all. And then, of course, we have the High School Gohan you see on here. We used him on the Goku family run. I said the same about him there, as I will continue to say until a better one comes along. I do think he is probably the best super type support unit in the game. Because the amount of support he provides is pretty standard, but then of course he himself is very good defensively and has the possibility to stun. So obviously all the units on the team are very powerful in the right scenarios. Of course we didn't get to the 4th turn with the HP requirement there, so we do have the potential to get transformations with both of the STR Goku and Vegetas at a point where that's then going to give us a nice chunk of healing back. And it's not necessarily too difficult to get to the 4th fight, but obviously, the 4th turn, but because we've lost quite a bit of health already, obviously you have to be pretty careful how we play this turn out here. So Goku and Vegeta are the better tanks, so put them in the first slot here. 2 million attacks out. This is my one as well, so this is the 55% one, which is pretty decent for them. And then yeah, Super Vegito, obviously we're kind of banking on him not getting super attacked. I'm not sure if I even use him on main rotation, because obviously we're still in the process of getting everything set up here. But I mean, we've done a huge amount of damage to Frieza in this first turn. I'm assuming we would probably have died if Frieza super attacked, so Frieza must normal attack Vegito. Hey, he gets the level 3 dodge, and then crit counter to take out Frieza. So taking out Frieza straight away in the first turn is obviously pretty good. I am trying to think here, of course, as well, like, ideally longing the fight out till turn 4 so I can transform with one of the Goku and Vegetas to get a free heal is probably the best strategy, but because we've already taken out Frieza and we're only on turn 2, we have to be kind of careful how we play this. I obviously want to try and get same type orbs as much as possible as well, because we don't want to get into the third fight and be super far away from the Dokkan attack. Ideally, you want to be able to have access to that fairly quickly into the third fight. And obviously we are losing quite a bit of HP, even though we're still tanking pretty well with all of our units. Slowly but surely our HP is going down. Obviously on this team we don't have any units like B-Pan or anyone like that. Gotenks and Ghosts, like the characters that could heal us up mid-fight. Of course, Gotenks and Ghost is on this category, so I could have brought them on the team as well. Maybe over the Super Saiyan Great Saiyan Man. But I did want to mix up the teams a little bit. And I know I think I'd recorded the youth one maybe before this, and obviously used Gotenks and Ghost on there. So I was just kind of changing the teams up a little bit. But we're on turn 3. Most of the attacks are on our units. Well, all of the attacks are on our units that can reduce damage in some way, shape or form. So pretty much here we're just kind of holding out for not getting a super attack. And see how much damage we do from this. Yeah, so we take out Cooler. Ideally, I want to try and not take out King Cold this turn. So yeah, not getting a super attack with High School Gohan on the end there was actually a good play, because now we get to go into turn 4, and this is where we can then transform with the STR Goku and Vegeta into Super Vegito. And the good thing about this as well, which plays really nicely into using the AGL Super Vegito, is once you transform these guys, you then get to see the location of super attacks for like the next 10 turns. And of course that then allows us to put Super Vegito where all the normal attacks are. And yeah, so the super attack is in the middle slot. So both those first 2 attacks on AGL Super Vegito, he's going to be able to tank them for no damage, get those counters off, then he's going to super raise allies attack, and then STR Vegito goes in for the 18 key super. So there's no way we take any damage now for the rest of the turn, because yeah, double digits, crit counter, decent amount of damage. Obviously AGL Super Vegito is quite outdated even with his EZA in terms of the damage department, but he still is one of those ridiculous units that can get off all these counters. And you see the crits, we're still doing like 600k damage, which is pretty good. King Cold surviving with the tiniest sliver of health, so then a ridiculously massive attack stat here from STR Vegito, the crit for the overkill as well, 3.3 million damage. And yeah, we can move on to the last fight, and thanks to getting the fusion, we've healed up now back to around 70% HP, which again gives us a pretty good buffer now. We can afford to lose a little bit of that as long as we can get to the 4th turn again to transform. So in fact our team is quite STR heavy, so having one of the enemies in the final stage being physical is obviously very good. And we are starting out with the 3-year LR on rotation as well, so he's going to obviously be able to do a pretty solid amount of damage. And then yeah, Hachiyak, most of our team has type advantage over him, so we should be able to get through this fairly quickly. 3.5 million attack stat on Goku and Vegeta. Seriously, at the moment I am literally saving all of my red coins for when these guys and the LR Bootanks come back, because they potentially are the 2 best units in the game. I would say the 2 of them are in the top 3, regardless of how you would potentially order the top 3. I do think both the STR Goku and Vegeta and the LR Bootanks are in the top 3 best units in the game. So obviously want to get dupes for them as soon as possible. But yeah, so done a fairly decent amount of damage. The Dokkan gauge is not that far off of being full. So I think this turn I'm going to play to avoid it, because I really don't want to get it with Super Vegito, because he just does not do enough damage to justify being given the Dokkan attack. We probably could have pushed for it with same type orbs and gotten it in this turn, and obviously then I should have put the STR Goku and Vegeta in slot 1, because it was the Rainbow Friend one. So that would have been a pretty crazy amount of damage. But it means we'll be getting it next turn. Vegito getting the crit counters, that's what we like to see. 4.6 million on the Friend LR pre-transformation. That's obviously thanks to the buff from Super Vegito. And then of course there's that additional as well. They do have the potential to additional built into their passive, but obviously the Friend is Rainbow, so he's got a bunch of extra additional as well. So that's Hachiat gone. So this actually works out perfectly then, because next rotation we have the Int Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta. And we're going to be getting the Dokkan attack with type advantage. And look at all those Int orbs right there. So, yep, that played out absolutely perfectly. We also stunned the last enemy as well. So, yeah, this is basically a free turn. We're getting the Dokkan attack with type advantage. So, I'd have to assume this takes him out. I mean, obviously he dies this turn regardless, but type advantage, Dokkan attack. He's got, what? Well, he's probably about 50%, just under, in terms of HP. But pretty sure this is the kill shot right here. Yeah, no crit needed, 5.4 million. That's, yeah, that's going to do it right there. So, there you go. That is the Super Saiyans stage of Super Battle Road, beaten with no items. Obviously, the Majin Buu Saga / Battle of Wits is considered one of the best teams in the game anyway. So if you have the Goku and Vegeta, there's a couple of stages where you can utilize their team. And it's obviously very, very powerful. So there you go. Another no items run done. Stay tuned for the next one. And yeah, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the link to my Discord in the description. Feel free to join in the fun over there. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.